Welcome back to another review, this time for the anime This Monster Wants to Eat Me, which had 13 episodes and was airing in autumn of 2025. Synopsis on any list. Hinako lives alone by the sea, quietly drifting through life after losing her family years ago. One day, a mermaid named Chiori saves her from a monster and says she's come to eat her. Just not yet. Until then, Chiori will stay by her side and keep her safe. In that moment, a deep hope swells in Hinako. Maybe this girl can finally grant her the ending she has been waiting for. Now, this is a lot of... Can you call it drama? Maybe. We have a little bit slice of life, a tiny bit of comedy, but a lot of talking, a lot of exploring characters. I guess you would call that drama. Maybe. Some sites also have Yuri for the show, which I cannot see. I don't see any Yuri at all in these 13 episodes. Maybe later. Who knows? Nonetheless, in this story, we follow these three characters. The main focus is Hinako, who is the brown-haired girl, or in the middle, who has lost her family. Now, she is not doing well. Psychologically, she's doing pretty badly. Her life is hanging by a thread. And she does feel like she feels pretty hollow. Now on the left we have Miko, who is her childhood friend, the reddish brown-haired girl. She's bubbly, she's, very open, very happy, she's willing, she wants to help everyone, she is the first person that everyone comes to for help. And she's one of the more or less the shining parts of the life for Hinako. And then we have Chiori, the mermaid, who is a black-haired woman on the right. As she comes into the story, she's rescuing Hinako from a monster, a yokai, and is claiming her for herself. She's claiming that she wants to eat Hinako, however, not yet. She's not ripe enough for some reason. She has to wait to be eaten. Now, instead of being scared, Hinako appreciates that change because she herself was unable to cut that last thread. But she is more than willing to have someone else cut it for her. So she is welcoming Chiori and her hunger into her life. Now in these 13 episodes, we explore more of the background of every character. Where they're coming from, as example, the mermaid Chiori, what more about her mermaid self. We find out more or less what the relationship is between each character and what the supposed goals are for each character. Each character has something they want to do or want to happen. We find out what that is. We also find out a little bit more about other yokai. We got one yokai story that was pretty sad. I found at least the part of the child pretty sad. The yokai itself, not that much. And we find out more about why these yokai want to eat Hinako. She supposedly is delicious for some reason, and that is why she is in danger, and Chiori is by her side, shielding her, be a bodyguard until she is at a point where Chiori wants to have a bite herself. Now again, there's a lot of talking, a lot of exploring these characters, and I quite enjoyed it. The animation was really nice. We saw some yokai and they looked really awesome. I really like the story. I like the characters. I can somewhat emphasize with Hinako because, you know, I see so many people online that seemingly have this somewhat positive, outgoing attitude and are able to laugh about stuff while I am a grumpy old man. So, you know, I can see at least some similarities between me and Hinako. Hinako. Naturally, not all of them. Luckily. And I really quite enjoyed the 13 episodes. Now, I feel like story-wise, we explored the characters, we explored a little bit of the background about, you know, more about each character itself and what their end goal is. However, I feel like we did not really progress much. From episode 1 to episode 13, there is progress, but it feels like not a lot. In the overarching scheme, there's not, you know, not much happened. Which I guess is fine. It feels more or less, hey, this is the starting point, and the bulk of the story comes after the 13 episodes. That is my feeling, more or less. This is the more or less prologue. We got the characters introduced, we know what everyone wants, we are at the starting point, everyone agrees, you know, with their goal, and now we can, I don't know. At this point, I have no idea how it continues, but that is what the feeling, the show gave me that feeling. Still enjoyed it quite a bit. Now, ratings, AniList has it at 74%. My anime list at 7.42. And I would say it's an 8 out of 10. I would definitely give it a shot if you have a little bit of time. And, you know, if you don't like it, fair enough. For me, quite enjoyable.